Tanzania and France honor historical bilateral relations. Good evening, I am Nasa Kingu. Just a reminder, you can also watch us live wherever you are around the world via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages at TBC Online 24/7. President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says his government will work on the newly released 2022 population and housing census in order to create a conducive and workable plan to implement economic and social strategic goals. He made the remarks at the State House in Zanzibar while receiving a report of the population and housing census held last year. Faida Gaga has more details.
President Dr. Mwinyi says census report provides various insights which are crucial to work on before the completion of the 2025-2050 development plan.
Kama serikali tuna jukumu kubwa sasa la kuingia katika takwimu hizi na kuanza kujipanga.
Now that we have these statistics, it is our duty as a government to use them to organize social and economic policy. We have been informed of the population forecast in 2025 after the completion of the development project. Thus, there are numerous tasks that we must begin. In a nutshell, I just want to say that we need to find a good approach to arrange how to work on these documents and others that are on the way so that the government can organize itself in terms of the nation's economy in the short, medium, and long term.
Speaking during the event, the Zanzibar Second Vice President Hamed Suleiman Abdullah promises President Dr. Mwinyi and the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, that his Census Advisory Committee will work hard to finalize the remaining part of the census.
Leo tumekuja toa taarifa lakini na kukabidhi ripoti.
We have come today to inform, but we have also brought reports from a number of recently released publications. We have verified that we have finished them and that we have personally delivered them to you for this first step on behalf of the committee. We want to congratulate you and the President of the United Republic of Tanzania for your excellent work and the helpful advice you have provided us up until the completion of this project.
Minister of State, Office of the President, Finance and Planning, Zanzibar, Dr. Saada Mkuya, says that the results of the census clearly show that by the year 2025, at the conclusion of the Tanzania Development Plan, Zanzibar will have the number of people about 2,008,000, and when the world ends the Sustainable Development Goals in 2030, Zanzibar is estimated to have a population of at least 2,440,000, and in 2050, Zanzibar is estimated to have a population of at least 4,630,000.
With the help of these indicators, we have every justification for reviewing the nation's population policy as well as other policies and making additional adjustments to bring them into compliance with global economic and social trends.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Dr. Stergomena Tax, says the trade volume between Tanzania and France has increased from 27,784.8 billion Tanzanian shillings in 2015 to 94,506.6 billion Tanzanian shillings in 2022. She made the remarks while opening the second discussion meeting between the Tanzanian government and the French government in Dar es Salaam. Lulua Mohammed has more details.
In addition to the growth of trade between the two countries, there has also been an increase in tourists from France, where in 2022, Tanzania received 100,600 tourists from France, making it the second country with largest number of international tourists to come to Tanzania.
We collaborate with France in a lot of areas. We do business together, and like I said earlier, our business has been growing. We collaborate in investments and the tourism sector. France ranks second in tourism in Tanzania. Also, tourism has improved due to a lot of effort done by the government. As you all know, the current government has been doing a great job in attracting investment and attracting tourists. The Royal Tour film has increased tourists. The main objective of this conference is to enable France to know more about the opportunities that are available here in the country.
The French ambassador to Tanzania, Nabil Hajlawi, says the second diplomatic meeting between Tanzania and France is a proof that Tanzania and France do have strong partnership.
This is the second edition of the bilateral consultations between France and Tanzania, and it is really the proof that France and Tanzania are closer and closer, and the relationship is becoming at a level of depth and that profound.
The meeting was also attended by permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretaries from various ministries, led by the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Ambassador Dr. Samuel Shelukindo, Tanzania Investment Center TIC, and Zanzibar Investment Authority ZIPA. The first diplomatic meeting between Tanzania and France was held in June 2018 in France.
From Dar es Salaam, we go to Mwanza region, where Mwanza Regional Commissioner Adam Malima says the government is contented with the contribution of the mining sector to peace and development of the nation. Unlike other countries with the world, where minerals have been a source of conflict and violence. He was speaking at the opening of the Minerals Exhibition Week and Mining Conference in Mwanza, insisting peace and tranquility continues to attract more investors to the country.
Sekta ya madini na amani zinaenda sambamba sana. Na wote tunajua.
As we all know from the examples of other nations across the world, the mining sector and the peace go hand in hand. I am pleased that Tanzanian mining business is closely related to the national property and the peace.
Furthermore, Malima has directed small-scale miners to see the issue of environmental conservation as their responsibility.
In the great destruction of the environment, and they are ruining our reputation, I kindly request that we take environmental protection into account when conducting mining operations.
On his part, the president of the Federation of Associations of Small-Scale Miners, FEMATA, John Bina, says that the government has created a conducive environment for them to make Tanzania the center of the mining business in Africa.
That accompanies the opening of economic opportunities inside and outside the country. Now it is our responsibility, the small-scale miners, to make Tanzania the center of the minerals business in Africa.
The acting Deputy Secretary General of the Trade Union Congress of Tanzania, TUCTA, Said Wamba, says his Congress commends the government's action to continue to resolve various challenges faced by workers, including salary increments. He was speaking in Dar es Salaam, adding that apart from continuous reforms, the government continues to hold regular meetings with the trade union leaders.
Ametoa nyongeza mwaka jana za mishahara kwa wafanyakazi wa private sector.
The president decided to increase salaries for both the public and the private sectors last year. As for the issues that resulted from those increases, some claim they are insufficient, while others claim they did not reach all the people they were intended to. We believe this can be resolved through meetings and other methods.
The acting Deputy Secretary General urges the government to look at the taxing system for employees to bring a relief for their benefits. Care International, which is an organization targeting to empower youth and women groups, has signed an agreement with CRDB Foundation to train women and youth on the best ways to produce quality products and how to access markets to reach their financial goals. Apasio Ringo was there, and here she is with more details.
Speaking after signing the agreement, the Care International Country Director in Tanzania, Prudence Masako says that through the program, they will teach and train entrepreneurs on the best ways to add value to their project so that they can benefit from the availability of equipment financing.
I said before, we are working with, we're having those village and learning associations, and most of them are women, predominantly women, like 70%, almost of the group members are women, as well as some of them are for young people. And in order for them to move further, they need funds. And you find like they have little funds which they save from themselves, so they cannot do really much. So this Imbeju coming in is really like a dream come true to us, even to them, and specifically to them, because at times you find like they have big dreams on what they want to go. For instance, maybe they want to buy a boat so that they can be fisher women, or they want to invest more on small factories to kind of add value addition to their agricultural products, but you find like they have 10% or 20% only of the things which they want to do. So this Imbeju is coming in at the right place, at the right time, doing the right things for them.
On her part, the managing director of the CRDB Foundation, Tuli Esther Mwambapa, says that 5 billion Tanzanian shillings has been allocated to benefit women and youth groups with the help of Imbeju program as well as Care International.
The program, we are going to provide seed capital in 2 models. The first model is the competitive model, whereby youth with innovative ideas or innovative activities, or who have startups, then they get an opportunity to compete by presenting their businesses or their ideas, and they go through the screening process, the incubation, and at the end of the whole process, we fund their businesses for acceleration, or the ideas as well for acceleration. This is company to company, so this is the long-term partnership, and in the agreement, we agreed to review on a yearly basis because things change in the market, people grow, and more needs come in, meaning we get different needs, and they're there in the market. They can advise that we need to improve this, we need to deduct this, so that is open. But this agreement between CRDB Bank Foundation and Care International is a long-term with no time limit.
Care International began working in Tanzania in 1994, initially focusing on the response to Burundi-Rwandan genocide and the subsequent influx of refugees into the Kagera region northwestern of Tanzania. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Apasia Ringo, TBC News.
Great news there for women and young people here in Tanzania. The government, through the Ministry of Water, has directed contractors in Same and Mwanga in Kilimanjaro region and Korogwe in Tanga region to complete water projects by June next year. Otherwise, action will be taken, including revoking their contracts, and they will not be allowed to be given any further contracts from the ministry.
People want water. You have signed and have agreed that next June we must finish. So today, I want to go out here having a commitment, program commitment from Karafi, from Help Desk, from Advent. That's why we are here in the Central. And on top of that, I'm receiving today a complete report for water supply status in Kilimanjaro. That's why regional manager of Rwasa, he has to give us a detailed report about Kilimanjaro and the challenges facing, especially for the issue of contractors, issue of payments. And I want him to provide to me today the working program for rural water in Kilimanjaro.
On their side, the contractors have vowed to complete the project on time. Upon completion, the project is expected to eliminate water problems in those 3 areas.
The people of Kilimanjaro region and to the government that this project will be finished on time and water will be delivered to everyone in the region. Our schedule is that this project will be finished by June 2024. Yes, we actually already start to mobilize our team here. We already reached an agreement with our subcontractors and they're mobilizing. You can see the site is operating now. So a few activities have started and we are proceeding with the procurement of the remaining material. The
plan is to finish it in August this year, the works. So the completion time will be by end of August. Currently, due to the rains and the terrain, we have got a bit of an issue. There's a lot of rocky areas and we have got the restrictions of not doing the blasting. So we need to use a lot of machineries to do the rock breaking and everything, especially on the Same and Kivirenge side, because those are the hilly areas. And with the rains around, because it's at the bottom of the hill, so during the rains, it creates a bit of a challenge.
This project is projected to cost 262 billion Tanzanian shillings, where more than 400,000 citizens are expected to benefit. The Clean and Safe Water project that is going to serve more than 5,100 people of Musandamungano B and A in Sumbawanga District, Rukwa Region, is now 100% complete. Rural Water and Sanitation Agency District Engineer Jonas Maganga says the water project has been completed at a cost of more than 209 million Tanzanian shillings. Here's a report prepared by Jose Cheo, read by Lua Mohammed.
The people of the two villages of Musandamungano B and A can now enjoy clean and safe water following the completion of a 209 million Tanzania shillings water project.
We used to wake up very early and go to fetch water. We are so happy and grateful to President Samia Suluhu Hassan. May God bless and protect her.
The members of the CCM political committee are satisfied with the implementation of the water project in the villages of Musandamungano.
This water project is of high quality. We are so happy with this project.
From Rukwa region, now we go to Kigoma, where Mahale Mountains National Park is a very unique touristic site located in Kigoma region, western Tanzania. The place has been a major tourist attraction to tourists who love to see amazing chimpanzees. Mahale Mountains host the largest number of wild chimpanzees compared to other parks in the country. Here is a story produced by Margaret Getty and narrated by Faithan Gaga.
Mahale Mountain National Park was established in 1985 under the Government Gazette number 292 of the 14th of June, 1985. The park is located in Kigoma region, Uvinza district of western Tanzania. The origin of the park's names comes from the mountain ranges that crosses the park from northwest to southeast with a length of about 50 kilometers. The peak of these mountains is called Nkungwe, which is raised to a height of 2,462 meters from the sea level. This peak is said to be the highest of them all on the shores of Lake Tanganyika. The park has played a major role in conserving tropical forests, also conserving the fish in Lake Tanganyika, because in this side of the lake, there wasn't a place that was conserved to protect species of fish that are found here. The greatest attractions of Mahale Mountains is wild chimpanzees that reside in these tropical forests. These rare animals can be seen in great numbers in this beautiful jungle. Western Tanzania is where the sun sets the latest compared to other parts of Tanzania. In Kigoma region, the sun is expected to set at around 6:59 or 7 p.m. Shores of Lake Tanganyika that lie within Mahale Mountain National Parks is the best place for viewing the sunset on the lakeside. This fascinating scenery is like seeing a red, beautiful ball sinking gracefully into the lake. Come with witness the wonders of West Tanzania. Welcome to Mahale Mountains National Park.
Another reason there for everyone around the world to visit Tanzania. Thank you very much, Margaret Getty and Faithan Gaga. And that's the local news for tonight. All the latest in international news up next. And here is international news as compiled by Ramadan Mpenda and read by Apasia Ringo.
The World Health Organization has declared that COVID-19 no longer represents a global health emergency. The head of the WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, said the emergency committee met for the 50th time and recommended to declare an end to the public health emergency of international concern. But he warned the decision to remove the highest level of alert did not mean the danger was over and said the emergency status could be reinstated if the situation changed. A wealthy Nigerian politician, his wife and their middleman have been jailed for an organ trafficking plot after bringing a man to the UK from Lagos. Senator Ikwe Ekweremadu, 60 years old, and his wife Beatrice, 56 years old, wanted a new kidney for their 25-year-old daughter Sonia. Ike Ekweremadu, who was described by the judge as the driving force throughout, was sentenced to 9 years and 8 months in prison. The middleman, Dr. Obina Obeta, was sentenced to 10 years after the judge found he had targeted the potential donor who was young, poor and vulnerable. Beatrice Ekweremadu was jailed for 4 years and 6 months due to her more limited involvement. Their victim, a poor street trader in Lagos, was brought to the UK to provide a kidney for the Ekweremadu's daughter. President William Ruto of Kenya has welcomed German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Nairobi for the second leg of the diplomat's African tour. At a bilateral meeting and joint press conference at State House, Nairobi, President William Ruto called for the easing of immigration barriers so that Kenyans can access job opportunities in the European country. The two leaders also agreed on the need for the world to work in concern in mitigating the effects of climate change. President Ruto said that discussions around climate change must not be limited to adaptation loss and damage, noting that they must also touch on climate financing, climate trading, and climate investment. President Ruto also announced that he will host the African Climate Action Summit between September 4th and 6th in Nairobi. Several heads of African states, mostly from Commonwealth countries, have arrived in London for King Charles's coronation on Saturday. Among those already in the UK include President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, King Mswati III of Eswatini, Lazarus Chakwera of Malawi, Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia, and Liberia's George Weah, and other representatives of some countries around the world. President Emerson Mnangagwa will be the first Zimbabwean leader to visit London in over 2 decades after the UK imposed sanctions on the Southern African country. From French-speaking countries, Niger President Mohamed Bazoum will be attending the royal event, while Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara will be represented by his deputy, Temoko Melie Kone.
Thank you very much, Ramadan Mpenda and Apasia Ringo, for the international news. Now, sports news is up next. And here is sports news with Malio Cheto.
The General Secretary of Mtwara Regional Association, Mwarefa Saidi Kaminya, says the preparation to host the semi-finals of Azam Sports Federation Cup between Azam FC and the Simba Football Club are complete. Kaminya adds that all administration logistics to host the big match at Nangwanda Sijaona Stadium is finalized, and fans are invited to turn up in numbers to feel the experience of the game between Muzizima rivals.
The preparation for the match is at final stage. Almost about 9% of the pitch is already, and also the stands for the fans is also finalized, waiting fans to take center stage during the match.
This is the first time Nangwanda Sijaona Stadium is hosting the semi-final of Azam Sports Federation Cup between Azam Football Club and the Simba Football Club. The Arusha Regional Administration Officer, Misaile Musa, says sportsmen and women are the core catalysts for tourism development if successfully used for destination and branding. Speaking with the former football players in Arusha, Musa calls tourism stakeholders to build sports facilities in tourist centers and use sportsmen and women to promote them for the development of the sector.
This visit of former football players, I am confident that many people will see them and be motivated to visit our tourism destinations.
Not only enjoying the sceneries, but also they should add swimming pools, football pitches, and that will attract many tourists.
Former Simba Football Club and Young Africans players are in Arusha to play a friendly match at Sheikh Amri Abedi Stadium on Saturday and visit national parks for promotion. The General Secretary of Disability Basketball Association, Abdallah Mpogole, revealed that East African Zone basketball tournament that is taking place at Benjamin Mkapa Indoor Stadium will give experience to the basketball national team players. Mpogole adds that players have been putting high performance in their matches. They want to lift up the trophy as well as building international experience.
As a people with a disability, we want other nations to give chances to the people with a disability to participate in basketball and also other to participate in games.
National teams from Kenya, Uganda, and the host Tanzania are flexing their muscles, fighting for the glory in the East African Zone basketball tournament in Dar es Salaam. Malio Cheto, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Malio Cheto. And that marks the end of the English News Bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. We'll be back again next week on Monday. Same time, same place. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingo. Good night.